What is going on, Wolfpack? How are we doing today? It's Sunday, July 18th, just after 3 p.m. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Sorry it took me a moment to get up and going. I like to get fired up before these live streams, motivated, pumped up. So a little bit I want to share with you guys before we jump into this. You guys know how motivational I like to be, and I try to do that because I know how hard it is and how hard it can be while learning this game. It's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do in life. One of the hardest. But once you accomplish this and start to get the hang of it, it really starts to pay off. And this is a skill that you have for a lifetime. When I was first starting out learning about this, I didn't really have any support system behind me. None. Everybody doubted me, told me I was gambling, I'd never get this. So to keep motivating you guys, after seeing the success that I've had, I want to push it off onto you guys and show you it can be done. It can be. And one of the things that I like to do, music is a big, big part of my life. Big part of my life. I love music. Love music. A lot of times, I get hooked on a specific band, and I'll just go through, and what I like to do is just read their lyrics of some of my favorite songs, and put it in the perspective of where I am at currently in my life. I just want to share this with you guys. I hope I don't get copyright for this. I won't play it or anything. But the lyrics of this, I was just reading it, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because it does reflect trading. So take the molded, show them the fire the spark in their eyes. Everybody's molded into thinking the stock market's rigged. Odds are against you. It's just pure gambling. You'll never do it. All that self-doubt. You don't know what your purpose is in life. I'm here sparking that fire into the molded to get you guys fired up, ready to pursue what you want in life. And with the stock market, that's possible. There's so much opportunity in the stock market, guys. I can't preach that enough. My flesh is ripped at daily. It's the cross I bear. Every single day, we're learning from our experiences, our struggles as a trader. This is really hitting home as I'm reading these lyrics. The ups and downs, the roller coaster we go through emotionally as traders. I feel it tear out my insides, a pain so heavy I could collapse. I feel it just may kill me. I must brave through this storm. Blowing up accounts, taking a bad trade. It's going to take a couple years of struggle before you can actually start consistently making that money. And still, even to this day, I'm 6 years in. I go through struggles inside and outside of the markets. Whatever you're going through in life, whether it be in the markets, outside the markets, it all centers around the stock market, you showing up every day. You bring your problems with you, whether you like it or not, when you show up to trade. Then there's one more down here. You've turned this scapegoat into the lion that will devour you whole. That's what I've turned into. I cut all the negative people out of my life, people that ain't going anywhere with their life, people who don't benefit me in life. I've cut them out of my life. I consider myself a wolf. I'm vicious out here. And I want you guys all to be the same way. You gotta think like that to survive in this game. Because all the stock market is like we've said, it's a device used from transferring money between accounts. Every time you're right, you're taking money from somebody who was wrong. Every time you lose, you're giving that money to the person who was right. So it goes on both ends. And I try teaching you guys in this game, you want to think and be vicious, be ruthless. A lot of this lyric stuff was just really hitting home with me when I was just reading it, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Because it does all come back to us as traders, everything that you go through. I just went through some trouble with a relationship that molds you. You gotta move on from that. Stand up. It's gonna be painful. It is. You feel your flesh is ripped at daily, like it says there. Just cool stuff I thought I'd share with you guys. Every single morning before I sit down and trade, I always try to listen to music to get me into the zone, pumped up. Because it's all about that mindset while you're in the markets. And you got to continuously be monitoring your thoughts. So let's get into this watch list here. I've already went through and picked out stocks that I think I want to keep on watch going into next week. With these Sunday stock talks, normally they go for 2 hours, which is a bit crazy long. I want to try to cut that down to maybe a half an hour with you guys, 45 minutes. 2 hours is just way too long. Nobody's going to sit through 2 hours. Talk before we get into this. Now let's jump into the stocks that we all want to keep on watch going into next week. Let's see here. We got a comment. I don't know if you're a J. Cole fan, but you should listen to his 100 Mil song from his most recent album. A couple of his lines from that song hit home too. Reminds me of a lot of you, Mr. Wolf. I'll check into that J. Cole. I've heard of him, but I've never looked into his music. I try to be open-minded with music, but every time when I sit and listen to rap or hip-hop or something, it's just not me. It just doesn't call into me. I just never was able to get into it. I've always been drawn to rock, alternative rock, metal. That's just my preference. But like I said, I try to be open-minded when it comes to music. It's the best way to go about it. You don't want to be closed-minded when it comes to music. Never. But I'll definitely look into that for sure. Hi, Mr. Wolf. I was gone for 2 days. Glad to be here. Glad to have you, Calvin Jones. It's always an honor. Always love it when all you guys show up and you guys hang out with me. It's good times. So first up on the list here, let's talk about BON. BON, this is a newer IPO. This opened up back here in January 24th. The stock has shown us that it likes to move, with these 2 days here as examples, from $8 to $14, $13 to $16. It's a low float stock, 3 million float. Let's keep it on watch for that $16 break. It's at all-time highs. People love stocks at all-time highs because there's no upward resistance. So BON, let's keep it on the list. And if you guys are tuning in and you're new to the channel here, welcome. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Join the Trading Learning 101 community where we all grow as traders and investors. One of my biggest things that I love to do, I love to try to help people break away to achieve success and what they want to achieve in life. Be that motivation, that fire that gets you sparked up and going. You can do it. Your mind is a very powerful thing, ladies and gentlemen. You'd be amazed at what you can achieve if you put your mind to it. You just have to be strict and cut those people out of your life. That people that are not, what's the word I'm looking for? Drawing a blank here. I'm going so fast. People that are not benefiting you in life, that are just holding you back, that ain't going anywhere. You got to break free from them types of people. People who are content. I don't want to be surrounded by people who are just content with life, working for somebody else for that 401k. No, I only get one life. One. I want to live it to the best of my ability. I want to get out there and experiment and try new things. And with the stock market, guys, and real estate, we can achieve a lot. It opens up a lot of doors of opportunity. A lot. Let's go, Devin Purdue. That's what I like to hear, man. I appreciate it. I really do. So we talked about BON. We'll keep that on watch. Another stock that we can take a look at is GXGX. When I look at this daily, it really hasn't been that active. But Friday, we had a nice move here from 8 to 12.50. The stock has proven to us that it likes to run and rip. So whenever I see a stock run and rip like this, that's telling me the stock has legs. I love stocks that have legs. If we get back over 11.50, this thing could easily run back up to 12.50 where that high is from Friday, and we could run to new highs. The float is medium on it. It's at 27 million float. Let's keep this on watch. I think it's most definitely worth keeping eyes on. Hawk Driver in chat today called out TKAT. He's been keeping eyes on this, and when I pulled it up, I see what he's seeing as well. If we look at the bigger time frame, the 10-minute, you could see this was in a clear downtrend from $17.50 or $17. Clear downtrend. Look at that curve off all the way down to $7. Now it's poking up and pulling back. You guys can't really see that because the chat's in the way. Let me pull that up there. So it was in a clear downtrend here. Now it's poking up and it's starting to pull back and consolidate here. That's stuff that we want to see. The stock could potentially be gearing up for that next push up higher. We all know in the past, if you've been around in the stock market for the last 6 to 8 months, you've seen TKAT pop up before. And you know how much TKAT likes to run. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. People remember stocks that ran in the past. They have a history. So with TKAT popping up here, this could easily run up to $10 or more. It's setting up a nice little wedge on the 10-minute. We can get our trend line out right here. Oh, I can't even get it. Right here, a nice wedge. And it's gearing up and setting up. If this gets up over $9, this could run to 10, 11, 12. The float is only 6.4 million. Look at Thursday. It ran from 7 up to $9. That's a $3 range right there. So let's keep TKAT on watch. And also take note, guys. TKAT is in the NFT sector. Non-fungible token. If you remember not too long ago, non-fungible token art was the big talk for a couple weeks. And we had all of these NFT stocks popping off and running. If you remember, one of them was OCG, was one of them, with WKEY was another one. These are all NFT names. I think there's one more. I forget the name of it. Let's see if Hawk Driver mentioned it. DLPN is the other one. So those 4 stocks, TKAT, OCG, DLPN, WKEY, they all ran together. when the NFTs were hot. And that's the thing too, guys and girls. When we have these stocks pop up, you remember them. You're here every day. You're seeing what's happening. That's where you have that advantage over somebody who never shows up. They don't put that screen time in. You're getting familiar with the world in the stock market. And that's very important. Very important. All right, what else we got on the list here? I'm trying to run through this as quickly as I can so I can get to your guys' questions or other stocks you want me to look at. MITQ. This is another newer IPO, and we've been seeing IPOs recently start to pop off and be a little bit hot. That's been the theme. We know the stock market's very trendy. MITQ has opened here on July 8th. So it's been opened for 10 days. It had a nice sell-off here from $27 all the way down to $5. Just got beat down. And it's starting to level out here at $5. This very well could bounce and run up to $10, $15, maybe $20. We don't know. It's a lower float stock at 6.4 million. I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Even when this thing bounced a few times back here really fast, look at how much it ran. From $10, it ran up to $20. So it runs up $10 in a half hour. That's pretty volatile. Volatile movement there. I love stocks that love to run like this. Here out of the open, it ran from $5 all the way up to $7.25. So there's a $2.25 run right there, all within 15 minutes. Let's keep this bad boy on watch. See how it sets up. Maybe it gives us an opportunity. CLDX. I've mentioned this a few times last week, just on how this is setting up. You guys see the clear top up here at 45. Clear top right at 45. It's like they're holding it back. There's a big iceberg right there at 45. It is starting to collapse down, but this could lead into a short squeeze. If this starts to fall down, shorts get cocky. They're like, yeah, it's over. It's not breaking that 45. Let's short it. They all short it, get in on it. It comes back, blows through that 45. Shorts have to cover. Retail traders come in. This thing could run to 50, 55, 60. It's a runner. The float is 37 million. I think it's worth keeping on watch for sure. This thing has just been an epic runner in the past, from $2 all the way up to $46. It's good opportunity out here. So let's put a price alert on this. You can put a couple price alerts on it. One at 42, one at 43, another one at 44. That way when you're in the markets, you can move on from this. And if your alert gets triggered, you can pull it up, reevaluate it, and see where it's currently at. So I'm going to put $43. Some pretty good stocks that we're adding onto the watch list for this upcoming week, I think. And if you guys agree with this and you're enjoying this stream, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you guys are interested, join the Wolf Pack here. We're doing this every single day in the Discord. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're all out here working together as a team, watching out for these hot stocks, calling out hot stocks. There's a lot of members in here so we have multiple eyes in the markets. Every single one of us specialize in our own little niche. And that's what makes a team very valuable. Very valuable. We have someone like Dev. He focuses on indexes and ETFs. So that's his world. That's his area of interest. And with his knowledge in that, spreading it to the community here, we can pick up on things a lot easier when we're all working together like that. We have another person in here, Robert. All he focuses on are pot stocks, marijuana stocks. So anytime something happens in the marijuana business, you best believe he's going to comment about it and mention which stocks to keep an eye on. A very good, great community here. I'm very proud of this community, and we're only growing more and more every day, which is awesome. And we're all on the same page. We're all here to achieve goals, have a great supporting system to keep us motivated and going, and we're all here to get that money, all of us. So let's keep CLDX on the weekly watch list. Now let's talk about MOXC. This has been just lingering around up at that $30. It's up at its all-time high here on the daily chart. If we break over $32, this thing could start ripping. We all know MOXC can run. It has legs. Look what it did here Thursday. It ran from $22 all the way to $30 right at the end of the day. It ran up $8 per share. That's opportunity right there. Opportunity right there. So MOXC has just been hanging out at that $30. If it can break over 30 and 31, this thing could get up and going. Most definitely. So let's keep MOXC on the watch list. Same thing, put a couple alerts on it. $30 or $29, $30, $31. That way, while you're in the market, if those alerts get triggered, you could pull this stock back up, reevaluate it, and take it from there. SGOC. This was the hot one for 2 weeks. Getting a nice run from $2 a share all the way up to almost $30. Talk about opportunity. And the stock market has just been giving a lot of that opportunity. So it just goes to show you don't have to get all caught up in one stock like AMC. And I'm not bashing AMC. It took, 7 months for this stock to make a move from $10 up to $80. And we've been seeing stocks in a day do what AMC has done in 7 months. SGOC in just a couple days, pretty much, getting a nice $30 run. And then after it ran, we've been getting some good bounces on SGOC. Here on the 10-minute, it looks like it's trying to gear up for a potential retest of $20. It may very well do that. Anything's possible. So let's keep SGOC on watch going into next week, along with TPST. This was another big runner. This thing ran from $2 a share. Well, it did a split here on January 28th. So it went from $10 and it ran all the way up to $40. Look at that, in 2 days. And after it ran out, up here at almost at $50, it trended down and it's given us a bounce opportunity right here. We were able to capitalize on that Wednesday, And now this is setting up again. This could run up to $25, $30 again. It very well could. So let's keep this on watch as well. There's a lot of good opportunity out here in the stock market going into next week. And anything could pop up on Monday. Anything. PLXP. We were talking about this on Friday, and I mentioned this. It's just been oddly hanging out at this $17. The float on it is 6.5 million. If this breaks up over 1750, what's the big next psychological level for this stock? $20. So if this breaks 1750, it could try to get that run to $20. There's an upward potential of $3 per share on this stock. And the float is not bad on it. On the 1 minute, it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Keep this bad boy on watch. Put alerts at 1725, 1750, 18. It's most definitely worth keeping an eye on. MDIA. This was a big runner here last week from $4.50 running nonstop all day up to $18. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Look at that opportunity. In one day, this just ran up nonstop. $14 to the up bucks to $18 pretty much. That's really good. Since that run up though, it's been decaying and going lower and lower and lower. But what I like about this, it's starting to level out right here at that $7. This very well could pop back up to $10 again. $10, maybe $12, who knows? Let's keep this on watch for a potential opportunity. The float on it is super low. The float's only 1.9 million that I see on Street Smart Edge. It's a runner in the past. It's fresh on people's minds. Even here, it had a good run. From $8 all the way up to $12. That's a $4 run. The first half hour that market opened. MDIA. Let's keep it on watch. ALEC. Now, hear me out on this one. The volume is drying up on this bad boy, but it was oddly just hanging out at this $19. It's starting to fall down and decay on it. This is more of a needle in a haystack, but as this is starting to trend down now, it could easily trap shorts and rip it right back up. I love trying to keep eyes on stocks where it looks like shorts have the upper hand and they pile in on it. I mean, I just love short squeezes. So I'm always going to try to keep my eye out on stocks that could potentially squeeze shorts out and just rip their faces off. We all know, and I love that meme, when shorts get their faces ripped off, they're like, oh my goodness. They look at that stock chart and it just explodes up $5, $8 a share, just completely obliviates them and blows up their accounts. I love short squeezes. Love short squeezes. No offense to shorts out there or bears, but this is a bull market. So, or I'm sorry, I put ALEC in. ALEX. It's ALEC. I'm sorry. Right here. This is what I'm talking about. You see where it set up the wedge here? can see there was a clear top right there at 40 bucks. And then you got a nice wedge, somewhat of a wedge, right here. And it's starting to fall back down. This could easily come right back up, blow up over that 36, up to 40, blow over 40, and just go to the moon. Anything's possible. Always keep an open mind. Always. Just keep tabs on it. Bring this back up. If anything, too, we could see a nice bounce back up to 37 on it. I just like this chart. I like it. I want to keep eyes on it. And then last on the list that I have, a newer IPO, D-Nut, Krispy Kreme. This chart is just setting up beautifully. This is more of like a swing trading type of play. You could see here on the daily, the pullback, rips up, pullback. It could potentially pop back up. You got a nice big wedge forming on this. It could pop right back up to 1850, even 18 from this 17 bucks. So we have a clear support at 17. And if I remember correctly, or I can look at it on the chart, this opened at 1650. And if you were watching this on its first day IPO, that $17 was a big important area for Krispy Kreme. So I still think Krispy Kreme, it's still a good candidate for a swing trade. So I like D-Nut. We also had members in the chat talking about, let's see here, OCGN. The thing that worries me about OCGN, there's a lot of bag holders in on this. If you remember back when this ran, when was this? This ran like over here, and they did an offering. And when they did that offering, it just killed the stock and trapped a lot of people. Look at how much volume. Look at all that volume. That's a lot of money right here. So there's going to be a lot of bag holders in on this. Now, don't get me wrong. This could go and run. It could. Let's see and break it down real quick. Here on the daily chart, you can draw a trend line like that. You can even draw another trend line connecting the higher lows. It's almost in like a long wedge. So play the wedge from the bottom trend line to the top trend line. This could get up and pop up over 9, run up to 10. Let's zoom in on a other time frame. Look at the 10-minute here. About $8.50, $9 is going to be that trigger for OCGN. If it breaks up over 8, this could run up to that $10. It's got to do some work, most definitely. I'd like to see it break up over 7. So I'll put my alert at $7. And if it triggers, it triggers. Like I like to say, set that alert, move along. There's over 2,500 stocks in the stock market. Don't get caught up in just one stock. There's plenty of other opportunities that are out there. So OCGN, it's worthy to keep an eye on. Looks like Hawk said, I've been watching OCGN as well. They are awaiting Canada's version of FDA approval, I think. We also seen that all the meme stocks got hammered last week. AMC, GameStop, Wish, CLOV, MVIS. Here on the daily chart, we mentioned earlier in the week, it looked like AMC was going to start peering off. And when you see a stock peer off like that, it's going to start slamming down pretty hard. This could bounce back up to that 55, 50 bucks. But as of right now, it's still in a downtrend. And you could see it's starting to fail. If anything, what I wanted to see when this was perking up right here, I'd want to see it perk up and hold and start to build up off of that. But then going into the close on Friday, this thing just got just demolished. It just fell apart. I mean, just look at that on the 1 minute. Just completely fell apart at the end of the day. And you got to be cautious with this because you have so many people in on this. Inexperienced people. They're going to freak out and jump off the roller coaster. And that is what could lead into panic. And this thing crash all the way down. Who knows how far they take AMC down? Who knows? They could take it down to $25, $20, $15. We don't know. But this thing, it's going to need to start showing some strength, like holding levels, and it's clearly not doing that right now. That's a big fail right there. But who knows? We could wake up Monday and it could be gapping up to 40 bucks. That's what you'd want to be seeing. Let me see something real quick. See, we got all this volume right here to prop it up. You got some right there. The next big level's down here. But that's all the way down at 20 bucks. So this could fall to 30 bucks. 25. You're going to have to take it in $5 intervals. So every $5 is where you're going to want to focus your attention with AMC. Even from 35, 40, 40, 45, 45, 50. So yeah, every $5 for AMC. That's a big range. GME, GameStop. Let's look at that. See, on the 10-minute, this has just been getting demolished. Trying to do it so you guys can see. This had a good run up to 350 up there. Huge fail at that 350. And look at how hard and fast this thing came all the way down to $200. It consolidated at that $200 for a while, and then it collapsed and it fell down even more, now down to 150 bucks. So this is still in a confirmed downtrend for sure. Just connect your lower highs on it and your lower lows. It's in a channel. Wish, Pretty much same thing. Look at it. You could just see prices are just getting driven down. They're getting driven down hard. And we're going to run into those people like I did on Twitter when I posted my video, AMC GameStop, let's talk about it. I'm looking at this in a technical analysis aspect. There's people and trolls out there that were commenting on my video talking about fundamental analysis, getting caught up in the gamma squeeze, and the fundamentals looked great. We're not in a fundamental market. We're in a technical market. So just because a company has fantastic fundamentals doesn't necessarily mean it's going to grow in value, if that makes sense. That's what Warren Buffett did back in the day. And he even took a lot of stabs and lost a lot of money. Everybody all has different beliefs about the stock market. That's why I preach to you guys, learn this game and understand it. And once you start trusting in yourself, you won't really care what other people have to say. You don't, because you know what's right and what you believe in. And that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, what you believe in is going to make you money or lose you. So it's like, in a way right now, these meme stocks are in a bear market. That's what it looks like. All these hedge funds are driving the prices down into the ground. Now, like I said, I'm not hating or dogging on these meme stocks. I love trading these when they're in play too. It's great opportunity. But looking at this in a technical analysis standpoint, it's a bloodbath right now. And I don't want to stand in the way or the middle of a street while a bloodbath is going on. I'm just going to wait on the sidelines, let them fight it out. And then once I see a clear direction of who could potentially be winning, then I'll jump in and I'll ride that momentum and that sympathy. It's just like catching a falling knife. You don't want to keep trying to catch a bottom when the stock's continuously making lower lows and lower highs. You just chill out and wait. And when the stock's ready, it'll show you it's ready. It will. Just like what this chart looks like on TPST, in a way. Or OCGN. Well, yeah, we'll look at this. Like this one. While it's in a downtrend, let it be in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows. You could see after it starts to settle down, it slowly stops making lower highs and lower lows, and then it starts to level out. And from that leveling out, that's when you get a nice little pop. And that's where the easy money is, right there. May not look like much, but I mean, that's a good move from $20 up to $28. That's an $8 move to the upside. I mean, come on. That's good. You don't even have to buy many shares to make good money on that. And us as traders, what's important to keep in mind, we're not in it for the whole pie. You don't need to get in at the exact bottom and get out at the exact top. As long as I'm able to get just a slice of the pie, I'm happy. Out of that whole $8 move, I would have been perfectly happy making $1 per share. 1,000 shares, it runs up $1. That's $1,000 in my pocket. I'm happy with that. I used to have to work a whole week. Hard labor for that type of money. And I can make that in what, half an hour? Putting up my own money to work for me? Yeah, bet. I'll take that all day. Let's see what some of you guys are saying here. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Deviating. Oh, I gotta shout out for sure, man. You've been with me pretty much since day one. Yeah, Frank, thanks for the call out. ALEX, ALEC, very similar. I just misspelled it. Cherry Blue, CCIV ticker changes to LCID this week. It's 50-50 what will happen, but I think it will run up straight after the ticker change, then fall when the bag holders sell. Then after that, it's a swing opportunity. So that's something to keep in mind going into next week. CCIV is having a ticker change. They're changing their ticker symbol to LCID, which you could just add up on your watch list. And when the change takes place, it'll start trading over here. When is that supposed to take place? I'm not seeing it on my news feed. Let's see here. Did you see the news about Long Island Iced Tea's blockchain? SEC charged 3 people insider trading. No, I didn't see that. But I do remember back in the day, what was that ticker symbol? Long Island Iced Tea. I forget how it's spelled. It's not LCID. I ain't gonna be able to spell it, but I remember back when blockchain and cryptocurrency was hot back in 2017, 2018. Long Island Iced Tea changed their name to Long Island Blockchain, and the stock triple, quadrupled in value in just like 2 days. It was insane times. All these companies had to do was put blockchain in a press release, and the prices would shoot up. Cherry Blue, but everyone do your own DD. Anything can happen. Always. Deviating, bring up XLF from last week. I covered it in pre-market prep last Monday, but pure technicals, no fundamentals. Let's look at it. XLF. Look at that daily chart here. You could see it was in an uptrend just by connecting the higher highs and the higher lows. You see it's in a clear uptrend. Breaks that trend, everybody sells and it collapses. More than likely, it's going to come right back up to the area that it broke out from, to the downside right there. Test it, and then it could go either way. It could go continue pushing up, or it'll fall right back down. You just take it a day at a time. But after it made its move here to the downside, now it's currently resting and consolidating. really solid earnings, but price action was already baked in weeks before earnings. That's another thing. We got earnings starting up this well, it's been started up. Last week we had all the big banks put out earnings, but now look at how many more companies are going to be putting earnings out going into next week. So with that being said, as we get deeper and deeper into earnings, guys, keep in mind the volume is going to start getting distributed everywhere. So we're going to have to be cautious going into next week and even the next couple weeks, because more and more companies are going to be putting earnings out. Volume's going to be everywhere. And this is where all the big money is going to be focusing their attention. They want to make sure the companies that they have in their long-term portfolios do good in earnings, or how they're going to react to their earnings. So with small caps, just keep that in mind. Volume's going to start getting thinner. We'll probably see some good opportunities, though. James, will you start to write it down? Become a short instead of waiting to go long. I'm not much of a short trader. I've never really have been, because this has been a bull market. I mean, we haven't seen a bear market in how long? 12 years? So I've never seen a bear market. I'm not going to lie to you guys, see, I'm an expert at it. I've never seen one or been in the market during a bear market. But as of right now, things are good. I'm going to keep riding the wave. And when things start to change, I'll adapt, learn, and then once we enter a bear market, when that day comes, who knows? It could be a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Nobody never knows when it's going to come. That is when we're going to separate the sheep from the wolves. This bull market has been the longest in history. We've had all of these gurus pop up, think they know everything, claiming they're the best. It's going to separate a lot of people, and you're going to see a lot of people fall off and never hear from them again. Just always be cautious and keep that mindset. You want to live to trade another day. Do not let one day destroy your career. Take it one trade at a time. The 22nd is when they do that change. Okay, we'll take note of that. We'll put that in the Monday chat. So July 22nd, CCIV. We'll change its name to what? What was it? LCID. Good look on that, Cupcake. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Us members, we're out here working together as a team. We have multiple eyes in the market. People are all focusing on what they're focusing on and sharing what they know and what they see. It just helps make everybody's job a lot easier. It really does. I don't really care for stocks that got delisted. I mean, there's really no point. You're going to see stocks and come and go all the time. That's what I like to say with these small cap stocks. Don't fall in love with them, because they're just garbage companies, either just starting up or they're on their way out the door. Only trade it when it's popular and moving and it's got volume. Don't get attached to them. We'll keep that on watch, Cherry Blue. No worries. So many IPOs this week, too. When stocks make all-time highs or after earnings, can you spot the reversal to the downside before it happens using RSI, overbought, oversold, etc.? I don't personally use RSI. I don't. But with technical analysis, yeah, you can tell a lot of times, not all the time, when a stock's going to reverse. I mean, there's many little notices that you could take. Like, let's look for an example real quick. So we're in an uptrend, and we're trying to see if a stock will reverse. Let me see here. All right, here's one. Kind of a good example. It'll give you an idea, though. So if a stock's in an uptrend, you can just clearly slap some trend lines on it, connecting, of course, the higher highs, the higher lows on it. And you also want to take note of volume. Volume is king in the stock market. I don't use indicators. They're stupid. You're just going to overlook the simplest things when you have indicators up on your chart. Don't get me wrong, indicators, they can be useful, but for me, I'm not trying to make things complicated. I'm trying to keep things as basic and simple as possible. To me, price action and volume is king, period. So that's what I'm going to pay attention to. If a stock is pushing to new highs and on lighter volume, that's a clear tell-all sign that, yo, we're reaching a high up here. The stock's getting exhausted. So here's an example here. The stock runs up to a high here. You draw straight down. Look at all that volume. It pushed up to that high. The stock came right back up and retested that high. Look at how much significantly less volume is. And it also broke the trend line right here. Does that make sense? That's just a real quick example. It's not the best example with the chart. But with technical analysis, the whole point of it, look at it as art. This isn't 100% technical to the T. You got to be open-minded. Anything could happen. And pay attention to the details. Just like here. People love plotting out trend lines. And look at that. Every single time the stock came down, it hit that trend line. And this is just another example. It bounced right off that trend line. And then here it collapsed. And look at how hard it fell down because it broke the trend. And everybody sells, putting more supply back into the market. And then when it comes all the way back up, it finds resistance and gets halted right at that trend line area. Look at technical analysis, as I say. It's an art. It's not a science. Have fun with it. To you. Because you're the one trading it. And it's that well-known saying, if the trade doesn't make sense to you, don't trade it. If it makes sense to you, trade it. Pretty bare bone, basic stuff I'm telling you guys here. And that's all it really is. you're keeping it basic as can be. People love to overcomplicate things. Even just for fun, get on Google and ask Google just some like basic human nature questions. What's that saying? Analysis paralysis. That's like when I watch S&B Capital's videos, they get like really, really, really in depth with technical analysis. Don't get me wrong, S&B Capital, their videos are great and awesome, but in a way, it's analysis paralysis. I think they're doing a bit too much. See right here, here's a quote. Successful people understand that you don't need to make things complicated. Keep it simple as can be. Have that mindset, motivation. You know what you want, go after it. Surround yourself with like-minded people, good energy. And it's almost like, in a way, letting fate come in and take play. And I'm not getting into religion or nothing like that. We don't do that here. Everybody, you don't attach religion to anything with other people. It's all about what you believe. Everybody has different beliefs. It's simple until you make it complicated. On new people, but they feel like there's a secret indicator out there that all these traders are using to buy and sell, when that's not the case. Or there's a magic trading strategy out there that all these traders know about, and they're keeping it a secret, and they're trying to find out what that strategy is so they can make money consistently. It's not about that. Like I've told you guys many times, I could hand you the best strategy in the world. It's made me millions of dollars. Guarantee you'll screw it up. Because it's all about your emotions and your beliefs. Everybody's different. I gotta catch up here on what you guys are saying. There's a calendar on Seeking Alpha for earnings and IPOs this week. All right, let's take a look at it. I think Earnings Whisperer has it too. No, I don't think they do. We have been seeing IPOs, though, pop up a lot recently. You gotta be careful. I don't want to click on the wrong thing here. To find it. I don't really go into this stuff that much. I use Fidelity, gonna switch to Street Smart Edge or maybe Webull. No VWAP indicator, only VWMA. Real confused by the difference. Explain. Volume weighted moving average? It's a moving average instead of using the average volume at a specific price. Use that Investopedia website. I don't use VWMA, so I honestly couldn't give you a full explanation on what it does and what it means. Volume or VWAP, volume weighted average price, the average volume at a specific price level for the current day, the open. That's where it starts calculating. Top percentage gainers on Friday. Number 1, GXG from 8 to 12.50. We've got that on watch. HYRE. This could be setting up for a nice little pop on it. 17 million flow. Let's see. It's got to do some work. I could see it running back up to 20, 21, but it's got to have volume. It's very thinly traded. You could see that when you zoom in on the 1 minute. And then what I also Ground puts out their watch list. I also signed up for their newsletter. It's free. So every Sunday when Investors Underground drops that Sunday scan video, it sends me an email of all the stock charts that they have on watch. I'll go through and see what he's watching for this upcoming week. I want to keep eyes on stocks that other well-known traders are watching as well. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. There's a few newsletters that I've signed up with. See, here's an example right here. Stock watch list from Nathan. This is an old one, but he goes through and he puts the ticker symbol and his idea behind it, and he attaches a chart with it as well. And he does that with all of these stocks here. So every Sunday when he drops his, I'll go into my email, check it, pull up all the stocks that he's talking about keeping an eye on. And what's cool with Nathan's more of a short biased trader. So he likes to keep eyes on stocks that get way too overextended and wait for them to top out and then ride them all the way down. Never know what could happen. Keep an open mind. They could continue to squeeze up and push up for days following. I pull stocks up looking around at these other well-known gurus like Nathan, Dekmar, Bao from My Investment Club. All these guys, Bulls on Wall Street, they're all posting their watch list for the upcoming week. I'll pull up the charts, and if I like them, I'll add them to my list as well. Like I said, I want to keep eyes on stocks that other well-known traders are watching as well. I bet you I myself could go on the internet here and I could find it. Watch. So that website I tell you guys all the time. What's it called? Investopedia. Telling you guys, Investopedia is the bomb. I use it for everything. Right here. Investopedia. Go to the search bar. That thing that you were talking about was called, let's see, VWMA. VWMA, there's no search results, so it's volume weighted moving average. Volume weighted moving average. We'll try VWAP. MVWAP. Trading with VWAP and MVWAP. I think that's what you were meaning. Not, what were you saying? VWMA. You had it asked backwards. So right there, it tells you the difference. Boom. Using Investopedia. Use Investopedia for everything, guys. Investopedia will steer you no wrong. You can ask Investopedia anything. You see what I just did there? I put in your M or VWMA, nothing popped up. I put in VWAP, nothing popped up. I put in volume weighted average price. We got a list of stuff. And we just seen it. VWAP and MVWAP. And it'll tell you the difference. It'll break it down. And they also even include little videos to further explain it and break it down. Investopedia. If you're in the Discord, I'll share the link in the Discord there for you so you can easily pull it up if you wanted. If you're not a part of the Discord, there should be a link down in the video description of this video. A direct link to take you guys to the Discord here. The Discord is open for all of you guys for absolutely free. It is. And I have all kinds of educational channels in here for you as well to learn for free. So you don't have to be forced or pressured into becoming a member here. If you want to be a part of a team and a community, then join up and we'll unlock the Discord for you 100% and you'll be with us in chat every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the stock market calling out stocks. And what we also do every day, we do pre-market prep. So you see here, I just jumped into the pre-market prep. I'll share my screen. Go in here and I'll share my screen. And I'll go live right here. And I'll do a breakdown of my watch list before the market opens. Stocks I'm looking out for. What are my opinions for the upcoming day? Stocks I want to keep eyes on. Levels to keep eyes on. So you guys can get an understanding and see how I view and look at these markets every single day. We do that every single day before the market opens. And then on Fridays, we trade live. Every Friday, right there. Trading live stream. Every Friday from 9 to about noon, 1 p.m. We'll stream and trade live for 4 hours. We'll cover and talk about lessons, hang out, answer questions, be in the stock market together, working together, picking my brain as we're in the markets. It's good stuff. And we didn't even talk about the masterclass. We got the masterclasses as well. We've already put 8 of these out. So a lot of good stuff in here for you guys. Let me close that out real quick and get out of that. I'm telling you, David, check out that Investopedia, man. You'll love that website. And of course, yeah, join the Discord channel. There's a lot of free educational stuff I have in there for you guys. I've had this Discord for 4 years, I think. So 4 years I've been adding content and education to it that I personally have handpicked and I found valuable. So is there any stocks you guys want me to cover and go over? I don't think I did. But you guys could see all my technical draw. And again, with NEGG, this was in a downtrend for the longest time. This thing had 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 6 straight red days. So that, what we call the rubber band. Every single red day, that rubber band is building up tension and tension and tension as it's pulling back. And then once that's when you get those good snaps to the upside. Take this one for an example. On Friday, it pulled back for 6 straight days. And on Friday, this had a good bounce. From $26, it ran to $30 bounce. Right there, the first hour the markets opened. Just by keeping NAGG on the back burner for 6 straight days after it made this big, gigantic move here. So it just goes to show and tell you guys, just because a stock ran all the way up and it topped out and it starts pulling back, doesn't mean there's no more opportunity. Keep eyes on it for the following days for any opportunities like this. That's where you'll make a $10. Look at that. From $10 on June 29th, it ran all the way up to $80 July 7th. So it took 7 days for this one stock to run share. That's insane. That's a lot of good opportunity, guys. And we were on this bad boy. We kept eyes on this and traded it every day, taking trades on it as it continued to push all the way up. Taking trades on it, taking trades on it. Then we wait for it to fall down. We may take a bounce trade. Wait for it to come down, take a bounce trade. Wait for it to come down, take a bounce trade, trade it. There's all kinds of different opportunities. All kinds. And that's why we're out here every day. Like I preach to you guys, we're out here working together as a team. And everybody knows in the Discord, when I speak, you better listen, because we're going to make money without you. What do you think about Microsoft Money Site? I've never even heard of that. Microsoft Money. What is this? A way to manage your money? I have no idea what Microsoft Money is. It's gotta be something that manages your money. But there's apps out there now that do this for free. One of the apps that I used to use was and it did really good. It observed how much money my checks were depositing, and it would monitor what I was spending my money on. And every month it'd give me a summary, like on average you spent 10% more at gas stations than normal. And you'd be like, dang, looking back, yeah, I did. Every day I walked in and I bought a water. I normally don't do that. I gotta stop doing that. So those are very helpful. What was the name of it? Hold on, I want to try to find out the name of this because it helped me out a lot. Summaries from it. What was it? It up in a second. It's called Mint. MINT. Yeah, MINT. Let me see. Yeah, because it gave me a week. And if you're trying to budget your spending, like with my money, I'm not just gonna go out and buy stupid stuff. I mean, that's how you go broke. I don't need to have the newest and shiniest thing, you know? Can I look at AEHR? AEHR. Ouch. We didn't pay no attention to AEHR. For me, personally, I stay away $3, $5 a share. Because my personal beliefs, the cheaper the stock is, the more noobs that you have in on these stocks, and it just leads to randomness. It does. Think about it. You're new, you're not going to put up much capital in the market, and you have like let's say you have like $1,000 account. You're not going to trade stock. You're going to focus your attention on these small penny stocks like this. They all don't know what they're doing. It's overcrowded, leads to randomness. AEHR on Friday did 78 million in volume. 78 million in volume. That's a lot of volume. It's overcrowded. Overcrowded stock strategies. You have people in on this stock that trade with VWAP, RSI, MACD, Ichimoku Cloud. What's some other ones? Kettler channels. So you have all these different people with different beliefs and trading strategies trading a stock like this. It just leads to randomness. It's overcrowded. The stock doesn't know which way it wants to go, which leads to choppiness. This stock was just back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it only moved up 80 cent from 380 down here, not even. It moved up. It had a range forth. back and forth, like this, just so choppy. And it's very grindy. To death candles. Blink of an eye. Look at it. This thing went from $3.75 all the way down here to a new low on the day at $3. What do we say as well with these small priced stocks as well? If you want to make good money on them, you really have to load the boat. You have to buy a lot of shares because they're not moving much. So the risk is a lot greater, right? Because you got to buy more shares. Something like this slams down 10 cents. Imagine you're holding, just did a 75-cent death candle. That'd be a $7,500 loss. That'd be insane. That'd be a stab in the stomach. We got to do that. Hold on. One candle like that in a blink of an eye with these small cap stocks. Negative $7,500 in a blink of an eye. Because you're not going to make no money on this just buying 1,000 shares. It's only got a range of 50 cents. It's not even really going to be worth your time. And it's moving up and down so choppy. Moving 10 cents. So you really got to load the boat, which makes it way too risky. Stay away from these stocks. It did 80 million in volume versus something like NEGG. Look at how much this thing ran up. And NEGG, how much in volume did it do? It did 19 million in volume. 19 million in volume this stock did on the day. So 19 million in volume. And it had what? From 26 to 36. It had a $10 range versus something that did 80 million in volume. And it had what? A range of 0.50 cent. Which one would you rather trade? That has bigger range. Because also, I don't have to buy many shares. It's got good range. I think my check. There we go. Sometimes with Streamlabs here, I gotta keep an eye on it. Streamlabs is very bonky. You guys can see here. When I'm talking, it goes like this. Sometimes it'll freeze. And I'll have to redo my plug in and plug it out for it to get back in. There's some bugs in Streamlabs. It happens. But as I was saying, NEGG only had 19 million in volume on the day versus that AEHR, it had 80 million in volume. And I was saying this stock had 19 million in volume and it had a range of $10 versus, we'll put verse something that had 80 million in volume and it only had a range of 50 cent, which one would you much rather trade? I'd much rather trade this one. It's much less crowded. It's got a bigger range, which more opportunity. I don't have to load the boat and buy a lot of shares to make good money. And you could see how much easier. Look at how fast this thing ran up and how powerful these moves are. Versus something that's overcrowded like AEHR. Look at how ugly this moved. That's not real. That's like, ew. That's nasty. So does that make sense to what I'm trying to explain to you? And in a blink of an eye, you get something like that. I stay away from overcrowded stocks for that reason. It just... Majority of people lose money. The smart money is paying attention to stocks like this. RCAT. Yeah, I remember that one. RCAT. This was a beautiful run. From $3, it ran all the way up to $6. It doubled in a day. Right here. Beautiful run on that. And look at, I mean, there's so many different ways you could have traded this and done technical analysis. Let me just break this down quickly for you guys and show you the skill that I have for technical analysis. And maybe this will be a motivation for you to join the community here, because I know what I'm doing out here. So first thing you could have done, on that first run up, draw from the bottom here to the high. This thing pulled back to that magical area, 50%, a nice 50% retracement. We're at a psychological $4, so a whole dollar number level. And from there, nice double bottom, $4, all the way up to $6. So that was a $2 run right there. That's one. Now, let's draw a trend line. After it topped out, it starts trending down. Draw a trend. Let me make that smaller. Slap a trend line on that. You could have bought the trend line break at 5. This popped up to 530s. So there could have been a nice 30-cent scalp right there. Then it collapsed and fell down, so we could slap another trend line on it. Just like that. Connecting all of these lower highs here. And when it finally broke over that trend line, right there, pulled back, held that trend line, and it's at 425. So from 425, it pushes up to 475. That could have been a nice 50-cent scalp right there. Pulls back again, holds that trend line, and from there, ramps all the way up from $4.25 all the way to $5.25. So a nice $1 run right there. And in a way, it almost kind of looks like a head and shoulders, but it's very sloppy. There's your head, there's your shoulder, and way over here, here's your other shoulder. But as this stock came all the way down as well, I need my line. See it wedged out here. Draw a line straight over. After that big run up, it came all the way back down to the area it broke from. Right there. Held as support right there. Bounced off of that up. came back down, held it again, and look, later on at the end of the day, it bounced off it again right there. So all those different opportunities that I just pointed out to you guys, it's all about how you look at these charts. The only way I got good at doing this was practice, getting that screen time in, taking snapshots of these charts. Get your little snipping tool, go to rectangular snip, this thing. It's called snipping tool. You should have it if you have Microsoft. Get this snipping tool, go to mode. You can do either window snip or rectangular snip. And then also get yourself an Epic pen, this thing here. That's how I'm drawing all these lines out on my charts and writing on stuff. It's like $20 for a lifetime use of this. So we take that, we do a rectangular snip. We take a snapshot of this chart, file, save as, pick the folder you want to save it to, name it, save. That way, over the weekend, you could go back to your charts and you could break all of these charts down and look at them. Break all these different charts down like I've done in the past. See that, what I'm doing here? Look at all the work I'm putting into this stuff. So I can get better and prepare for when this stuff happens again. I see this stuff over and over and over and over again. I draw all my lines out. I pay attention to the details. And you guys can see, I don't have any indicators on my charts. The only thing I'm using is the VWAP, maybe a moving average, because I like to play around with moving averages. But that's it. I'm paying attention to candlesticks, patterns, volume, little small details that a lot of people overlook. And the more you guys do this, like I said, practice, breaking down these charts, you're going to be slow at first. You're not really going to see everything that I see when I first glance at these charts. The more you do it, though, the quicker you get. FGEN ran at the end of the day. Yeah, this thing had a big gap down from 25 to 1350. A trading strategy that traders like to look out for are gap fills. Whenever you have a big gap down, traders will throw the stock on watch for it to eventually, maybe one day, try to fill that gap because it's an error in the chart. Like right here on the 10-minute, you see how there's nothing right here? It's a big void. So people will throw these on their watch list, and if it ever breaks up over this, it's got all that room to run. Doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna happen, but we do see it happen a lot. We do. And that's a strategy you could throw into your playbook. So FGEN, even with this one, the stock had a big gap down. Market opens, has a morning panic. Everybody sells their positions. And look at how sharply this thing got driven into the ground. Bounces at $13.25 up to $14. And then just slowly trickles down. But you could see it just leveling out, though. As it gets that first bounce, and then it slowly trickles out, making that wedge getting smaller, tighter, smaller, tighter. And then once the stock picks a direction, all that volume comes into it. Everybody jumps on the train and they ride it all the way up. From $13.50 up to $15, that's a nice $1 opportunity right there. All within, how fast did this go? From $15.50, so at $3.50, all the way to the close. So 10 minutes it took for this to run up $1.50. That's how quickly opportunities can come and go. That's when I say to you guys, there's over 2,500 stocks in the market. Don't just get caught up in one stock. There's all kinds of different opportunity out here. So just always try to be flying through charts. Blow through charts. Keep jumping around, looking at these charts to see which one could potentially offer the no-brainer best reward versus risk. And then we did it once again, guys. We went for like 2 hours. Oh my goodness. So what happens though? We get too into this and we just lose track of time. Now look it, I got someone in here. This is what you do. This guy wants to spam me. You guys get spam messages here in the Discord. All I simply do, I go to the gifts. I know I misspelt it. And I just send that. Gotta love the spammers. That's gonna wrap it up, guys, for the Sunday Stock Talk. Thanks, guys, for joining me and tuning in with me. And for the members out there, I'll see you guys in chat and in the pre-market prep Monday morning. If you guys are new to the channel here, hit that subscribe button. Join the Trading Learning 101 community where we all grow as traders and investors. And if you guys been thinking about joining the community here, join the Discord up. Sign up for the $20. Just check it out. And if it's something that you're liking and you enjoy, go after the ultimate pass and participate with us every day in the pre-market prep, the Friday live trading, the master classes, all that good stuff. We're all here together working as a team, guys. We're all here to help each other get to success, reach our goals, have a good supporting system to keep us all motivated and going. We're all on the same page, as I say. We're all out here to get that money and be successful. So why not be a part of a team versus doing this by yourself? To me, it's a no-brainer, for real. Take advantage of these stocks like TPST. We were eyeballing this thing back on Wednesday. We were early to the party. We even did a video on this. I was buying way back here. This thing went on an epic run all the way to 28 bucks. That's what we do here. All right, guys, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And like I said, I'll see you guys Monday in the chat. As I always say, have that patience, have that discipline, study, study, study. Later, guys.